stop in 10 minutes.
I just press on and off every 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Let's do this until we get a tune. Shomer, Shomer, Yisrael. Shomer, Shomer, Yisrael. Mi'ayovan Yisrael. How's exactly the words go? Shomer, Shomer, Yisrael. Mer, Shomer, Yisrael. Shomer, Sherit, Yisrael. Shomer, Sherit, Yisrael. Ve'ayovad, Ayovad, Ayovad, Yisrael, Haomrim, Shema Yisrael. So that's a good song for now. Al Yovad, Al Yovad. So, whatever we say, Hashem, please help us. Please help us to connect to the neshamot of those teachers who taught us and who wrote down these things. And in this case, Rabbi Nachman Breslev, Zechuto Yagen Aleinu, his merit should protect us and protect all of our generation. All the tzaddikim and Shemaim were all together. No one of them, there's no taharut, there's no competition. All of them are great, like the stars in the sky. We need all of them. All of us give light, or like leaves on a tree, that each one of them becomes an entryway into the tree, into the twigs and the branches, and eventually the trunk and the root system of the tree. They all want to just be there for us, to get us to the root system of the tree, where all the Torah is one incredible Torah, where Rashi and the Ramban and the Rambam and all of them, they're all sitting in Shemaim. Each one of them has their Shoresh Neshama, and yet they're all connected to one great Torah. And they all try to be tzinorot, they all try to be channels of Torah. And none of them, not one of them will ever say, my Torah is the only Torah. My Torah is just one aspect of the greater Torah. And when you see it in that proper perspective, then you understand that all of us together, it's like the whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. And that's when this, right? And the same goes for the sun and the moon and the stars. That the sun says, look, don't look at me, look at the one who created me. And the stars say, don't look at us, look at the one who created us. And they all have no egos. They have all their own osei retzon konam. They only do the will of their creator. And they're telling us that's the highest privilege there is. And that when we all shine together, we are the great symphony orchestra of creation. And when each one of us plays our instrument alone, and then we all play together, then the greatness of the creator is revealed. So Purim is coming. Last night, the essence of what I said was that it's, how do you be happy on Purim? It's like not, and you look at, it depends. I mean, like the world itself right now is not like, the news is not like, it doesn't lend itself to be happy. Right? Like Hamas has now said that they want to support the revolution against Assad, and they want to take over there. And in Afghanistan, they did something there, which now there's riots and everything. These people are like unbelievable, unbelievable. Because fighting for them and killing for them, that's it. That's where it's at. And we have the Zohar that says that Hashem is going to bring back all of the leaders and the peoples of the world who destroyed and exiled our people to the four corners of the world, and bring them all back and place them at the head of their respective peoples. And they're all going to come back together, and they're going to try and do again what they did when they first existed. And this time Hashem will reveal himself and do justice. And it's a sad thing. We talked last night also, and a few times in this trip I've spoken about how reincarnation works, is that you come back, you're never the same in any lifetime as you were in any other lifetime, but there's certain things, certain strands, certain energies that are transferred from one lifetime to the other, based on the principle that you will always be tested. In order to rectify, you have to be with the same girl, have the same virility, and have the decision that you don't do. So that's just like using the metaphor of a man and a woman. But it goes about everything. Everything will be given a chance. Everybody will be given a chance to be put in the similar situations. And if they don't change themselves, they'll do the same thing they did the last time. So we see that most of the time, human beings do the same thing. They are compelled somehow to do and to produce and to reproduce the mistakes of the past. And yet they have the potential, and we especially, we have the potential to change and to transform and to literally take what was antithetical to God and to literally make it into the highest form of service of Hashem. And if we would really do it, then they wouldn't have any choice. They would do it also. I mean, based on the principle that that we're connected on the inner pipelines of creation, that all of creation, all of humankind certainly is connected through us. And when we then become okay, then their power is taken away from them to do evil, to do destruction. Anyway, there's certain ideas I wanted to throw out. What Rabbi Nachman's going to say here is, at one point, I mean, it all leads up to when Haman wants to destroy us, and the power of Moshe Rabbeinu, which is called the power of Lamala Mi'azman, the power of that which is above time. And all of Israel is above time because we've had tzaddikim, because we've had people who've broken out of time. We've touched on eternity, and when you've touched eternity, then there's nothing more beautiful. You've gotten out of the dream and the matrix, and thinking that you know what life is about. You've been revealed to the Creator. The Creator has revealed Himself to you. So then everything else is just what's called the four exiles. It's just deception. It's just all. And again, our connection to that is what mankind needs. For us to really do that, each one of us alone and all of us together. And then that's when we'll see changes. And it's really, obviously, don't advocate, oh, we got to hurry and change. Like, well, we're on the way. No, that's not the way to do it. You have to set yourself that Hashem will give you all the time you need. But the changes are fundamental changes in the way we think, the way we feel. If negative thoughts come into you about relationships of any type, about experiences that you've had, clear it with Hashem. Learn how to do clearings, to cut things off in the bud when there's a negative thought about your wife or your husband or your friend. Where'd that thought come from? Who are you? Hey, what's going on here? Check yourself out. And if you cut off the negative thought before it gets, if you don't cut it off, it'll grow, and then you'll start saying things and doing things to your mate, and you don't know where it's coming from, but it's going to have an immediate effect. She or he is going to say, like, why are you talking to me like that? And you're going to say, it's because that's how I talk. And she's going to say, but don't be so, you're just like my father. And you say, I'm not your father. And it just snowballs. You got to be so careful how you interact with another person. I mean, I know, I was a jerk. It took me a long time to learn. We had a great psychologist. He said to us, picture yourselves on a boat and the storm is, and it's coming up and it's washing off all the chairs and all the benches and everything. You better hold on to something really strong that's going to be there after the storm. An emotional storm, the exact same thing. Don't say or do anything during an emotional storm that you're going to be sorry for, that's going to undermine your relationship with the one you love. You're going to say things, God forbid, and do things that are cruel. And you can't believe what people do to each other, to the very person that they love. So he gave us such a deep connection that to know that these things, they come, but they pass. So be careful when it is there, if it does happen, that you don't destroy the very thing that's most important to you. Because emotions come and emotions go. But our relationships with each other are very important. So, how shall I go into this? Rabbi Nachman is talking about waking up, having dot. And the opposite of having dot is falling asleep, is being a slave to time, he calls it.
Wow.
Well, how does he mean it? The first thing he says is from Likutei Moharan, that on Motzei Shabbat it's very hard to sleep. Like, not for me, I'm very tired. If I don't, Shabbos is a lot of work. It's a different kind of work. But especially if you don't sleep and you really get into it, like I learned from Rav Nassan Maimon once, that the neshama does not want to sleep on Shabbat.
Wow.
And I said, no, when I'm with people and there's people, it's exciting. But when I'm alone at home, and I go to sleep, I need to sleep. I work hard during the week. And he said, like, no, don't do that. So I have this struggle. So we all should have the struggle at least. But anyway, the point is that Motzei Shabbat, Rabbi Nachman is very strong, that there's a tradition that it's hard to fall